That lands at 936 words, within the plus or minus 5% band of the 900-word target. Here's the final script. 1924, archaeologists announced they'd found a civilization older than Egypt's pyramids, cities with sewers, grid streets, and a written language nobody on Earth can read. Not one word of it. Not one name, one king, one god, 100 years of trying, still nothing. You were never taught why this failed. And the reason isn't that it's too hard. The reason is that too many people don't want it solved. The civilization is called the Indus Valley or Harappan culture. Bronze Age, around 2600 BC. It stretched across what's now Pakistan and northwest India, bigger than Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. Over 1,000 sites. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa had covered drains, standardized bricks, indoor plumbing 3,000 years before Rome bothered. No palaces, no temples, no obvious king. Thousands of small stone seals, stamped with animals, unicorns, elephants, tigers, and rows of tiny symbols. Over 400 distinct signs, found on pottery, tablets, even a copper tool. Every literate Bronze Age culture left records of kings, taxes, gods. This one left silence. Silence stamped in stone, repeated for 1,000 years. Here's the strange, documented fact. Every other undeciphered ancient script eventually cracked because someone found a bilingual key. The Rosetta Stone gave up Egyptian hieroglyphs because it repeated the same text in Greek. The Indus script has no equivalent. Not one bilingual inscription has ever surfaced, and the inscriptions themselves are absurdly short. The longest ever found is 26 signs. Most are under 5. Compare that to a single line of cuneiform tax record, which can run hundreds. Scholars have thrown everything at it: computer pattern analysis, comparisons to Dravidian, Sanskrit, even Sumerian. In 2009, a team ran statistical entropy tests and found the sign sequences behave like a real language, not random decoration. Structured, grammatical, meaningful, which means somewhere someone is holding the memory of an entire civilization's laws, prayers, and names, and we are simply locked out of the room. And it gets stranger. The Indus Valley culture didn't collapse in war. No burned cities, no mass graves, no invading armies' weapons littering the ruins. Around 1900 BC, the cities were slowly abandoned. Rivers shifted, trade routes dried up, people just left, taking nothing monumental with them. No epic poem survived to explain it the way Homer explained Troy. No successor culture claimed direct descent and kept the script alive. It simply stopped being written sometime after 1900 BC and never started again anywhere on Earth. A writing system used across 1,000 cities for 700 years, vanishing without a single translator ever being born to carry it forward. That's not just lost. That's erased so cleanly it looks intentional. But here's what doesn't add up. In 2004, 3 respected researchers published a paper arguing the Indus script isn't a script at all. No writing, just political and religious emblems like a coat of arms. If true, there's nothing to decipher, ever. The paper caused an uproar, not a quiet academic disagreement, a genuinely furious backlash, with entire conferences organized specifically to rebut it. Why would an argument about Bronze Age pottery marks provoke that kind of fury? Symbols on old rocks shouldn't be able to make grown scholars this angry, unless something bigger than the symbols was actually on trial. Here's the buried why. What language the Indus script encodes isn't just an academic question. It's a live political weapon. If the script is early Dravidian, it supports the idea that Dravidian peoples built India's first great civilization, before any Sanskrit-speaking, Vedic, Aryan migration arrived from Central Asia. That theory fuels Dravidian nationalist politics in South India, tied to decades of resistance against northern cultural dominance. But if the script is early Sanskrit or Proto-Vedic, it supports a far more explosive claim, that there was no outside Aryan migration at all, that Vedic culture is indigenous, native, and unbroken since the Bronze Age. That version has been aggressively promoted by Hindu nationalist politicians and government-funded institutes because it removes any foreign founding population from India's origin story. Both sides have funded their own research. Both sides have announced breakthrough decipherments, timed suspiciously close to elections. None have held up to peer review. Excavation data has at points been restricted, funding steered toward proving one answer over the other. The mystery isn't unsolved because it's unsolvable. It's unsolved because whoever solves it gets to rewrite who owns 4,000 years of civilization, and that prize is worth more than the truth. So think about what that means for every other lost, ancient script and mysterious, vanished people you've been taught about. Decipherment isn't purely a puzzle of logic, cracked by the smartest person with the most patience. It's funded. It's political. It happens or it doesn't, depending on who benefits from the answer and who's writing the checks. The Rosetta Stone got cracked fast partly because Napoleon's empire wanted Egypt's ancient prestige for France. Cuneiform got cracked under British and German imperial competition. Every breakthrough you've read about had an empire standing behind it with something to gain. The Indus script has stayed silent for 100 years, not because nobody's smart enough. Because too many people actually want the silence to continue. Somewhere in a locked archive or a drawer in a museum in Karachi or Delhi, there may already be a working decipherment nobody's been allowed to publish. 400 symbols, 1,000 cities. An entire founding civilization, waiting on people with agendas to finally let it speak. What are they so afraid it will say?